Little SIS teacher actions. Actions you can take as a teacher would be to join class as a co-teacher, remove co-teachers from classes, add co-teachers to classes, and change Google Classroom primary teachers. So, teacher actions, how to join a class as a co-teacher. So joining a class as a co-teacher allows the school leader to have teacher-level access to a Google Classroom. Potential uses might include adding a substitute to a class, observing the teacher, investigating an issue with the class, or monitoring student work. To do this, we'll start off by going to the Explorer to pull up all of the classes in your school, and then you first select the checkbox next to the class or classes you want to join as a co-teacher. From there, we go over to the Bulk Actions menu. You'll find Teacher Actions, and then the very first option here is Join Selected Class as a Co-Teacher. From here, you'll see that you have a confirmation screen to add yourself to the class. So you select the checkbox, and then you're going to go to Continue. You decide how long you want to be a co-teacher. The default options are for 1 hour, 1 day, until where you add a custom date, or do not remove yourself, and then continue. When you are making changes to a class, you can decide if you want to have an email notification go to the primary teacher of this Google Classroom. So you'll see that there is a preview as well as a checkbox to have this option be sent. If you don't want the notification to go out to the teacher, you can deselect that checkbox. Otherwise, you'll see that there is a space for you to type a custom message, or you can use the default template, which will give the person an email notification with this default text. And then you can add in an email address if you want, your email address if you want them to be able to reply to your email. From there, you'll go to the review. It's giving you the summary and confirmation page where you just confirm that the action of joining as a co-teacher to this course is what you want to do. And it's giving you a reminder that the notification emails is being sent in this example, and then you proceed to add yourself to that class. From there, you would just go to Google Classroom directly in your web browser. And if you didn't see the class tile there in your classroom dashboard, you just press refresh, and it's usually pretty quick. So in the event that you want to add someone other than yourself, you have the ability to add co-teachers to a class. So this allows the school leader to assign a co-teacher access to Google Classrooms for someone other than yourself. Potential uses might include adding a substitute, investigating an issue with the class, monitoring student work, and managing the class in the event that the teacher is on leave or resigns. So to do this, again, we would start at the Explorer. You select the class or classes in the select box, go over to the Bulk Actions, down to Teacher Actions, and then this time we add a co-teacher to the selected classes. In this case, 4 classes were selected. So instead of you joining, you're adding someone else other than yourself. Then you're going to go through the same steps as adding yourself would be, which is you're going through some confirmation steps. So number 1, you're going to double check that you've selected the right sections that you want to join a co-teacher to, and then you go to continue. From here, you'll be selecting the co-teachers. So you would type in their names. You can type in first and last. You can type in email addresses, and you can type in multiple usernames. But once you start typing in, you'll see the system fetching or looking for those users, and then you select them from the drop down below. Again, you can add multiple teachers, and you'll just be reminded that all the teachers you're adding will be added to all 4 classes because we selected multiple. And then you go to continue. Again, you have the option to have a email sent to the primary teacher, the owner of this Google Classroom. You can deselect that if you do choose not to send notification. Otherwise, you have the 2 options here of a default message to go to the course teacher, primary teacher, or you can type in a personal message and then go to continue. You also have the option to have CoTeacher notified via email. So the person or persons that you are adding to these classes, you can notify them, which will give them links right to the courses too. And then we'll go to continue. From there, you get the summary and confirmation page, which allows you to verify, all right, these co-teachers are being added, or these people are going to be added as co-teacher to these courses. And then we proceed. All right, in cases where a substitute or other teacher has been added temporarily, or a co-teacher of a section in Google Classroom, the primary teacher can remove them always. So teachers who own a Google Classroom can remove co-teachers themselves. But in the case where a principal or leader wants to do that, you have the ability to remove co-teachers from classes as well. So most changes made in Little SIS will be temporary. You want to join a class briefly or have someone join temporarily. But when access is no longer needed, the school leader can use this tool to remove the co-teacher from a class or classes. Again, we'll go to that Explorer to view the courses, use the checkboxes to select one or multiple sections to remove co-teachers from. Then we'll go up to the bulk actions, teacher actions again, and then we're looking for the remove co-teachers from the two selected classes. We'll go through the wizard to get you through these steps as well. You're going to confirm the classes that you are working in, and then you'll go to continue. From here, it will give you a list of all the available co-teachers. And when you pull that up, you'll just select the teachers you want to remove and then select using this button to push them over. And then those users or user would be sent over to the teachers to remove section. So you can toggle these back and forth to get the people in the right columns. And then we go to continue. You'll get a little confirmation message that these teachers will be removed. Again, you have the email notification tool where you can let or notify the primary teacher of this class that these persons or person are going to be removed as a co-teacher. You can use the default template, or you can use a custom message and add a personal or your own email if they want to be able to reply to that email. And then we'll continue. You'll get the summary and confirmation page. Again, it's going to show which co-teachers are being removed from which courses. And then we proceed. All right, the last of the teacher actions is going to be changing the primary teacher. Little SIS allows the school leader to change the primary teacher for any Google Classroom section, and this might need to be done if there's a scheduling change or a teacher resigns suddenly. So we will start in the Explorer option here. Pull up the classes and you can do your searching. But once you find the classes we're talking about, you make your selections. It could be multiple sections, so use those checkboxes again. Then we'll go up to bulk actions, teacher actions, and then our last option down here, which is change primary teacher for those three selected classes. The wizard's the same as in the other steps and the other actions we've taken, where you confirm that these are the courses that you want to remove or to change the primary teacher, and then we go to continue. Once we've reviewed, you'll be selecting the new primary teacher. Just like when we added a co-teacher, you are now adding the new primary teacher. So we will type them in and using either their email address or their name and find them from the drop-down. And then click continue. Step 3 would be, again, the email notification option. Deselect if you want the original primary teacher to know that this is happening. Deselect if you don't want that. Again, pick between the default or custom messaging. Add your own email address if you want replies and click continue. You'll see the summary of the primary teacher you are adding. They are changing the primary teacher to these courses, and then we'll proceed.